Hi there, I'm Chris Dunning. I'm the CEO of TechQuarters. We're a managed service provider in the centre of London in the UK. You probably know that we're really big into creating videos. We release quite a few stories and episodes of really interesting topics on LinkedIn, probably every week. So Microsoft has got together with TechQuarters and they've asked me to explain to you guys and girls out there in your businesses how you can create simple, short but effective videos. My first tip really is to make your videos short, sweet and approachable. Snackable content is really what gets people interested. You know, that 30-second fix of something that is really relevant to them. So if your videos are really tagged in the right way, people search for them, you've got an engaging speaker, but the content is no more than 30 seconds long, you'll really win the day and you'll grab their attention. The second tip is simple is fine, but poor quality really isn't. And actually, if you've got yourself a mobile phone and you're on the go and you want to create a video and it's got great content, you might be at a conference, you might have learned something new that you think your following might be interested in. Be a thought leader. Actually take the video there and then and share it out there. But remember guys, please no more than 30 seconds or a minute long. Otherwise people just won't click on it and watch it. Okay, so moving on from that, once you've got yourself set up with perhaps a small studio in your office, this can be any room. You can see that actually this lovely office behind us is actually a green screen. So the green screen can be literally a towel or a cloth on the wall that's actually green. So you don't have to spend oodles of money here. Well, we've actually painted our wall and we've soundproofed the recording studio. So you can move to that as you grow. In terms of the kit, well, we talked about a mobile phone, but actually what we're going to do is go through a few pictures and I'm going to guide you through some of the kit that we use. But when you set up your cameras, you really want to start to think about Canon DSLRs. They're a great piece of kit. We started with one of those. I'm actually talking into one now. And now we've got 3 of those. So whenever we're doing an interview series, we've got a mixing desk that we can flick between the actual Canons. But you absolutely don't need that. You just need one of those that you can start to talk into. Remember, I'll re-emphasize short, snackable videos. So the third tip is create great content. It's got to be timely, you've got to be engaged, and it's got to be well deployed. So let's talk about those 3 things. Timely is everything. If I think back to in the last year what we did, I think it was one of the viruses, the crypto locker virus hit. You know, somebody in the office actually shouted out, because we're so video centric here in the office, they said, we should do a video on that. Chris, get in the video room and take a video about the crypto locker virus. So we have a little research team that finds out what's going on. Within the space of about an hour of it hitting the BBC News and the Sky channels, we'd actually recorded our video. Then you've got a bit of engineering prepping time, and then you've got, okay, where do we actually push this out? Is it LinkedIn? Is it the social media? Is it Twitter? Is it a blog post that you're going to write? Remember, blog posts can take about another day to write, unless you really want to make them half a page long. But don't agonize over it. Get the video done. Make sure that you're looking pretty on the video and get yourself out there on the social media channels. But be engaged. People want to watch this. They really want to take that information in, read it, and start commenting on your social media. So timely, be engaged, and make sure it goes out on the right social media channels. Okay, there's probably about 5 or 6 different types of pieces of kit that we're going to talk to you about to create your perfect video. Let's talk about lighting actually first of all. So when we first got into this, we started shining these very bright lights in my face, and it was shining on my forehead here to everybody, and so we toned it down a little bit and we managed to find these perfect lights. Now, there's bright light, which is kind of white, and then there's warm light. So warm light is great if you want to create a nice warm effect. When somebody has quite a nice suntan, warm lights actually work really well. They're not too glaring and in your face. Bright lights are really to light up the room and make sure that you have an even tone throughout. Now, I can tell you that these lights that we're looking at here cost around about $150 off eBay for 4 of them. And they come with their own stand. You'll get them within 2 or 3 days. And so if you've got a spare room in your office, office, you can turn the lights out and then you can put these lights on your subject. Literally move them around a bit. It's really not that hard, and you can make sure that on the camera you see an even tone throughout. And that will help you with your green screen at the back to make sure that the picture that you present behind the subject is actually on a nice even pattern. Okay, so the next piece of kit is actually your camera and your tripod. So this little nifty thing here is one of our Canons. So this one actually is a 600D, but actually most of the time now we're purchasing a 750D, that's a Canon. And so you can move it around like here. Rez is going to be very unhappy with me, we need to oil this a bit. But it's quite good to just basically, nice and cheap setup with the tripod, you know, aim it at the subject and click and away you go. Okay, so the third piece of kit is actually the microphone. We had real problems with the microphone to start with, you know, it was just sounded like we were in a hollow dome, you know, with far too much reverb on it, until we invested in these little Rode mics. So again, you can get these off eBay or Amazon, they're not too expensive. You can see here, I've got one attached to me and it's recording what I'm saying. And they come in this nifty little box here. Actually, this little furry device here is when you're outside, so you don't get too much wind attached to what you're speaking into. So those Rode mics have really made a difference to our recording, and they are plugged into the actual camera. So you can get a cable, hold on, here you go, this one has a cable attached to it, or you can get the microphone ones that sit in the back pocket. Both are as good as each other actually. So if you want to go slightly lower expense, the cable ones are absolutely fine. And here's an example of the Wi-Fi one. So you'd put this in your back pocket, you'd have your microphone here, and then that would be Wi-Fi'd up to the camera. So, but as I say, the normal cable ones, just as good. Okay, this is my funkiest piece of kit. You can attach the camera to one of these devices that's basically screwed onto your shoulder more or less, and as you move around, as you're taking a shot, it just does a balancing act for you. Again, it's just really a way of stabilizing the video creation if you're going around the office and you're taking videos of different people. We've also got one of these on a tripod that you can just whiz back and forth. Again, not too expensive, but just really useful when you want to take those shots and make sure that camera is stabilized in moving subjects. And the final thing really is the software. You know, what software do you use? Once you've recorded all the videos onto the camera, you really want to take the card out, put it in your computer, or even beam it there, you know, have it attached to a server share, that your engineering people can actually look at that. The video production can be done using Adobe Premiere. So we use Adobe Premiere Creative Cloud Suite. I think we pay on a monthly basis for it. It doesn't break the bank at all. It's pretty quick and easy to get up to speed on it. There are, you know, plenty of videos on that you can learn how to actually use the software. And then also, if you want to create stills, now stills are really important. If you're thinking about your videos when they come up the first time on any social media, they've got to be engaging. So unfortunately, when you upload to say something like YouTube, they give you, I think, 4 different types of screenshots that they take from the video, and the video might not actually be that good. So what we do is we take a nice photo and then we edit that in Photoshop. So, you know, those 2 pieces of software, that's all you need to create great videos, engineer them and bounce them down, and then away you go, publishing to your heart's content. And the final piece of fun equipment when you're creating your videos is this. Okay, so I picked this up from Universal Studios. We've actually got written over the top TechQuartersTV. But one thing, joking aside, is it's very good for audio sync. So if you're using multiple cameras and you want to sync them at the same time, you literally can click that and all the audio gets recorded at the same time. But it's just a bit of fun item, I think, you know, for our video creation at TechQuartersTV. So we hope you've enjoyed listening to this, and it will give you some tips on how to create your videos. It's really not that hard. You've just got to start with it, enjoy it, make a few mistakes. Really, it's okay. You'll get better and better, and you'll find yourself really quickly becoming a bit of a virtuoso at this video stuff. Have a great day. If you need any more information on this, literally just ping us an email and we'll come back to you. Thanks for listening.